Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. A very rainy Saturday afternoon as I'm doing this. It's the 1st of June and we are looking at not the most popular royal, that has to be said, but he's in the news at the moment mostly because the king is trying to kick him out of Royal Lodge yet again, allegedly. We'll look at that in the next reading. Not the first time we've looked at that story, but we're going to look at a rather spicier story now in this reading, and this is one that H.G. Tudor got hold of. Apparently someone gave him the story. It's, as far as I'm concerned, a rumor. It could be an absolutely scurrilous rumor, I don't know. I will tell you the gist of the story, and then of course we'll test the energy around it. And allegedly someone called Bob, obviously not his real name, in his youth befriended the son of a very wealthy person who had a yacht, and Bob was invited onto the yacht, and there, lo and behold, was Prince Andrew, and also there, more interestingly, was a very young Meghan Markle. The story allegedly took place about 20 years ago, and according to this Bob character and to this Bob story, whatever the provenance of the story, rumor, things got hot and steamy, and Meghan and Prince Andrew disappeared into his cabin for 3 days, and she was quite boastful and unpopular on the cruise. Nobody liked her. She was full of her burgeoning movie career, and then when the cruise was over, according to this rumor, she pursued Prince Andrew to London, but he was having none of it, wouldn't take her calls, blocked her, ignored her. There allegedly, in this version of the story, was a possible pregnancy, which when the very young Meghan Markle realized she wasn't going to get anywhere, she wasn't going to be the next Duchess of York, she terminated it. This, as I say, is all rumor. We have to stress that. It's absolutely not based on anything factual, as far as I can tell, and that's why we're going to do a tarot reading on it with the After Tarot, and we're going to have a look at this rumor, and we're going to test the energy around it with the After Tarot. I'm going to ask whether Meghan and Prince Andrew actually knew each other in the past, a long time ago, whether there was any intimate connection, whether there was any possible pregnancy, whether she thought that this was her way into the royal family, she was going to be a duchess. And then we'll look at the present, that's the past energy. We'll look at Prince Andrew in the present, what he thinks of Meghan Markle, how he felt when she showed up on the arm of Prince Harry at Royal Lodge and claimed not to know him. Who's that man carrying the Queen's handbag? And does anyone else know in the royal family? Has he told anyone? Is anyone privy to the story? If there's any truth to it, hypothetically, we'll ask that. We'll ask Harry about Harry. Is he aware of these rumors? Because this isn't the first time the story has gone around. This is the first version of this particular story that I have heard. But there's long been speculation that Meghan and Prince Andrew might have met up while sailing, courtesy of their mutual friend, allegedly Geoffrey, or someone like that. We'll ask if Harry is aware of these rumors, how he feels about them, and then we'll ask finally if we will ever get to the bottom of the story, because as I say, this is just rumor, and so we're going to test it, and test it through tarot. It's just tarot for fun and entertainment, all speculation, all my opinion. I just read energy here, archetypal energy, dealing with, of course, the royal family, the archetypal family, and disclaimer in the box below. You know the drill. Read the disclaimer, form your own. One more shuffle. Oh, okay, that's why we had to one more shuffle. Everything had to come flying out, so we'll put it back in, and then we'll shuffle the really last shuffle. Okay, it's rainy and cold outside, so I might have to shout over the rain, and hopefully you can hear me. Trying to cut the deck. There we go. See what the cards have to tell us about this rumor. Always, of course, a rumour. I will talk you. It's going to be a bit of an odd looking spread because I've got very specific questions I want to ask the tarot. So it's going to look strange. Bear with me. I will explain as I go. And see what the tarot has to tell us. The after tarot. We'll scooch the cards down when we need to show you what's precisely what. And I think there we go, more or less. Underlying energy. Interesting card. We have the Fool, but it's the Fool in reverse. That's reckless behavior. Thinking you can fool people as well when it's in reverse. It's also upright, fresh start, new beginning, naive kind of energy, innocent energy. The opposite of that when it's in reverse. The opposite of innocent and naive. Been around the block a few times, that Fool when it's in reverse. And not going to get another chance to fool people. People are rather wise to this Fool and their stratagems and their behavior. So, but I'm getting in here risky business more than anything else, that we're talking about something that is risky behavior. Potentially. We don't know if it's actual behavior, but the rumour, the speculation, we know that Prince Andrew has kept some rather dodgy company and allegedly got him to some rather dodgy things, not connected with Meghan Markle. So it's there, and we don't have to say allegedly about that. That's there in that Fool in reverse, somebody who's literally been quite stupid. Situation. Ooh. We have the Lovers, and we have the Lovers in reverse. Lovers is about choices, of course, and sometimes rather toxic choices when it's in reverse, bad choices, especially with the people that you're partnering with. It doesn't have to be intimate connections, it can be business partners, those kinds of things. So we're being told that we're dealing here with a story about a couple. We are dealing with, in reverse, a situation that didn't prosper. So a breakup rather than a connection that lasted the distance. And it can also be rather secretive behavior because it's in reverse. For me in these royal readings, when I see a card in reverse, it does sometimes come across energetically as secretive behavior, clandestine. And of course, poor choices of partner, foolish behavior. I'm getting that twice. Risky behavior, foolish behavior, reckless behavior, things that you might live to regret later on, interestingly. So that energy, underlying energy, and the actual situation we're dealing with duplicated. So this is the past here. And we're really looking at it from Meghan's point of view primarily. Did she meet Prince Andrew way back when? Long before she met Harry, long before she knew Eugenie, long before any of that. Did she meet Prince Andrew way back when? I have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That is definitely not in the context of the royal environment, because it's the royals in reverse. The 10 of Pentacles is very much a royal card because it's about the line of succession and generations and all of that. So it's telling me it's not royally connected. So it's kind of giving me an indirect answer. 10 of Pentacles also, if we're talking timing, is a long time because Pentacles are years. 10 of Pentacles, long time ago. Again, the reverse energy for me says possibly something rather secretive, something rather hidden in their connection is possible here. It's not that first time at the Royal Lodge with the Queen and the handbag. Not That's what's coming through for me energetically. I can't say emphatically. It's more something I'm reading into than something that's leaping at me and saying, oh yes, they did. But we've already got the Lovers in reverse here and the Fool in reverse here. So I don't think I'm stretching the energy too much by saying that I think that possibly they did a long time ago, and out of conventional royal circles that would be looked at as I don't want to say decent. There's a much better word than that, but just, you know, above board kind of a thing rather than below deck. Ha ha ha. Sorry about that. That was a very lame pun. Was there any intimate connection, to be polite? Anything like that? I got the little Page of Pentacles, and that's an interesting card because it's a money card. You could call it a pay to play card, the Page of Pentacles. This is, no one is fooled about the nature of the transaction. If you get the Page of Pentacles, and I'm asking if there's some kind of intimate connection, and I get the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles for me is contractual. Is about payments, is about who, negotiations, contracts. It's also the student card. It's youthful energy though, so it tells I'm getting a long ago, I'm getting much younger with the Page of Pentacles, and I'm getting some indication through the cards, through the energy of this being a financial transaction, not a romantic transaction as such. So I'm getting interesting answers to these questions, bearing in mind always that we have sitting with that card, the Lovers in reverse, as the central issue that we are reading on. Was there any hint of malignancy, shall we just call it that, one of our favorite words around here? And I have the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is a giving up card. Seven of Wands is defending yourself, being in a position when a card is upright, when you feel you have the right on your side, and you can defend yourself, you can fight back, you can push back at people. But in reverse, it tells me vulnerable and not prospering, being defeated by the situation. So if there was, or even if there was a hint or a suggestion of a malignancy, then it was something that she had to, according to the energy of these cards, she had to give up, she had to surrender. She couldn't fight that battle. She was defeated, basically. It was an indefensible position. She just couldn't push through with it, so had to give up, had to let go. So again, I'm getting a rather roundabout answer there. It's not naturally, for me, a pregnancy card and a children card at all, but it's more of a having to give up. And this Bob story did seem to say that she tried her darndest to push through and get hold of Prince Andrew. This is the rumor. We don't know the provenance of it at all. I mean, it could be put out there by someone very close to Meghan to see who picks up the story and who runs with it. And as I say, we're just testing the energy around the story to see what we can see with it. But certainly didn't prosper, the story, if there was any suggestion of a malignancy. Did Meghan think, assuming she did meet him a long time ago, did she think that her ship had come in, to stretch that metaphor again, and this was all going to be marvelous? She was going to be on the balcony waving, which she did end up much later, excuse me. Did she think that this, oh yes, there's a clear answer. Two of Wands, that's a planning card, a partnership. Thought that this was something that she could certainly, scooch the card so you can see it properly, certainly something that she could work with. This was an opportunity. to go forward, the globe in the couple's hands. It is a couple. So we've gone from the lovers in reverse to this pair in the Two of Wands who are planning a future together, because they're holding the globe between them and they're looking out at the world. And this is the balcony. This is waving on the balcony. I asked, did she imagine herself doing that? And I've got a yes. And we know that she did have rather an obsession with the royal family, in particular Princess Diana, despite her denials and, oh, I knew nothing about the royals. I never Googled. What did I know? Absolutely nothing. I'm American. Not at all. She knew, and I think she fantasized, and I think she planned. I think this is something she really wanted, for whatever reason, always wanted to be a princess, always wanted to be a royal. We saw that even in the video of her at our little friend's birthday party, where she was prancing around, making everyone bow and scrape to her. So, interesting card there. Yeah, it's something she aspired to, and something she did feel that she could manifest or make happen with that Two of Wands. So that's the past. Present with Prince Andrew. General question, first of all, what does he think of Meghan Markle, just in general? Okay, we have the Six of Wands. It's our narcissist card, and I think I can go there in the energy. The energy is reading that way for me. Very successful, very pushy, boastful energy, just as the Bob character allegedly said in the story that made it to H.T. Tudor. Victorious, triumphant, narcissistic. Definitely he sees her as somebody quite intimidating. And it's interesting that whenever you see them in the same place, there's never any eye contact. He always is looking at the program or frowning or looking away. They never make eye contact. They never communicate. There's no interaction whatsoever between them, which does make people wonder. And this is why rumors like this Bob story have gone round and round, because of their strange interactions and their strange past associations that may have led them to the same place. But there it is. He sees her as somebody who is quite a challenging opponent with that Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands is someone who wins. So she won as far as he's concerned. Seven of Wands there in reverse. She didn't win that round, but she won later on. So how did he feel when she showed up on the arm of Prince Hasbeen that very first time? Queen of Cups in reverse. It's an upset energy, and it's not about mother, his mother, who would be the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Swords, who was there at the time. There is Diana in there with the Queen of Cups in reverse. He might have looked, because I think for all his terrible choices and his inability to read the room, his weird behavior, I think that there's a part of him that is quite perceptive. He is a Pisces, and I think he might have read the situation. It's not, oh my God, the horror. There is a possibility of that, because Queen of Cups in reverse is very cold, very emotionally manipulative. So he might have seen that about her, but more to do with the Diana energy. He probably looked at it and thought, she's manipulative, in the sense of she's playing the Diana card with Harry and manipulating him. And I think that was something that they all tuned into quite quickly in the royal family, that Harry was being played to some extent. His emotions, his vulnerabilities, his lack of development, stunted emotional development, might have made him a victim to this kind of Queen of Cups in reverse energy. It is manipulative and it is cold. So interesting energy. It's not horror. It's not horror, but it's, I think, suspicion of intention is what's coming through for me. Did he communicate any of this to anyone else in the royal family? Daughters, Fergie, the Queen, anybody, Charles, and say, by the way, hypothetically assuming that the story, the past, the Bob story, has some substance. Did he say anything to anyone, sort of raise the alarm to anyone? I've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is the outcast and exile card, and the ruin card. It's telling me that it might have been you need to get rid of her energy, because it is the sending out and away, banishment card. There is banishment in the Five of Pentacles. Doesn't belong here, needs to go away, out into the cold. It needs to be sent away. So there is that energy in the Five of Pentacles. There is other energy in it for me, though, because he was already in trouble with the court case and with the other young woman, and lots of money had to be paid to her, had to be paid by speculation. The Queen had to pay that settlement to the other Virginia character to quieten her down and get rid of that case, although it seems to swirl around every now and then just when you think it's all over. There is this energy in this card for me that it was like, I've already been ruined financially by one of these. I can't buy another one, because the card is in reverse. Upright, it is financial ruin, illness, ruin in the sense of banishment, damage. You can see how damaged these people are in this card, and having to go out into the cold, be exiled. This was before the big fall down in the interview and that catastrophe that he brought upon himself. This, for me, this Five of Pentacles is telling me that there's concern for himself, that this might lead to more financial worries, more of a payout somewhere along the line, more of a worry about his own financial status and his own status in the royal family. So it's giving me a very layered answer that he might have said to people, and this entire reading is in the realms of absolute speculation. I'm really just speculating here. That he might have said to people, I think she doesn't belong, she doesn't fit in, we need to get rid of her, I think she's trouble. But more so because of his own concern about himself and possible harm to his own standing as a working royal, possible harm to his financial standing as well. So some quite interesting energy in these cards that's coming through. Harry. Is Harry aware of these rumours? What is he? We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think so. Because it's a woman in her shadow aspect. Queen of Pentacles upright is very stable, very dignified, very loyal, very easy to read when she's upright. What you see is what you get with the Queen of Pentacles when she's upright. Very grounded, very stable, very loyal, nothing shady. But as soon as she's in reverse, you're getting shady, because it's a money card, the Pentacles, unstable, unreliable, is what she said. And the Queen of Pentacles is wife energy, traditionally, is what she has said, my wife. Not true at all. And all that effort going into denying rumours, that statement that he put out that the royals have finally taken off their website 7 years later, the statement he put out behind everyone's backs and took them all by surprise about how relentless the press has been in attacking and defaming Meghan, and how they have to spend every day trying to shoot down these defamatory tales. There is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, who is in her shadow aspect, and maybe he has heard, I would say with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, he has heard stories that make her seem not quite such a good deal, not quite so reliable as a narrator, as a truth teller, as a wife. I think, personally, again, this is just my speculation, he has heard these rumours about his wife, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What does he think about them? It's one thing to hear, another thing to feel. And we have the Knight of Cups, which is the Prince of Feelings. The Knight of Cups. Cups is all about feelings, emotions, and it's in reverse. I think that this soured things. And I did a reading the other day based on what Celt Views said, one of her videos, saying the things that Harry might have been told, might have found out in the 24 hours, say, before his wedding to Meghan Markle, before his wedding, and things that might have upset him, that friends might have put in front of him and said, well, look, and the Prince Andrew rumour is one of them. And I did get a hit, an emotional hit in that reading as far as I can recall. And Knight of Cups in reverse, same kind of energy. This would have been very upsetting. He might have been upset in the sense that he wanted to go and have it out with whoever told him the story. It's not true, I don't believe it, how dare you. There is that energy in here at Knight of Cups, but I think a little bit of poison went in, or a little bit of truth, if it is truth, went in. That would have soured the situation with Meghan. Enough doubt that things curdled with that Knight of Cups in reverse. Truth, will it ever come out? Will we ever in the public domain hear and find out the truth? An interesting card, because it's the Two of Swords in reverse, which is always somebody, the way I read this card, I know it can be read in a very different way, but for me personally, the way I read the Two of Swords in reverse is that somebody gets to a situation where they make a decision that's very difficult. We have choice here. The Lovers in reverse, a bad choice. And we have choice again here, a decision. A looming decision, a difficult decision in the Two of Swords. When it's in reverse, oh well, stuff it. I've got to do it. I've got to bite the bullet. I don't know how the situation is going to play out. I've got no guidance. I've got no sense of what's the right thing to do. But I have to do something. I have to say something. We might, at some stage, get some kind of clarity about this. Somebody might just decide that they want to spill the beans. I'm not getting any sense of who that person might be. But there is some kind of, it could even be Harry. Let's face it, if a messy divorce comes our way or comes his way, and she's accusing him of all kinds of terrible things, as she very likely could. Realms of speculation again. Here we are today. We're in the realm of pure speculation. But if a messy divorce came his way and all kinds of allegations were hurled at him, there is something that he might just decide to drop, or a lawyer might suggest he drops, by the way. That's where this energy is taking me. Strange energy, strange cards. It's a strange story. And as I say, it is just rumour. And so we have to treat it as such and just test the energy around it. And that's what we have got today on this topic. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.